Corsica is wild, rugged, and full of surprises, where mountain villages meet turquoise beaches and hiking trails lead to ancient stone fortresses. It's a French island with an independent spirit, packed with dramatic landscapes, quiet coves, and coastal towns that feel frozen in time. Whether you're into beach days, boat trips, or mountain hikes, Corsica delivers a bit of everything, just with fewer crowds. In this video, I'm sharing the top 10 best places to visit in Corsica to help you plan the perfect trip. Let's jump right in! Perched on the northwest coast of Corsica, Calvi feels like a postcard that came to life. The star of the show is the massive citadel sitting high above the town, a centuries-old fortress with sweeping views of the sea and mountains. You can wander the old stone streets up there, snap some epic photos, and imagine life back when pirates were a real threat. Down below, Calvi's marina is full of charm, lined with palm trees, cafes, and gelato stands. The vibe is relaxed but lively, especially in the evenings when people gather for dinner and drinks by the water. The beach stretches right next to the town and has soft sand and calm, clear water that's great for swimming. If you're into adventure, Calvi's also a launch point for boat tours, diving trips, and hiking in the nearby Balan Hills. It's got history, scenery, and just the right amount of buzz. If you're up for something wild and unforgettable, take a boat trip to Scandola Nature Reserve. This UNESCO-listed spot on Corsica's west coast is only accessible by sea, and that's part of what makes it feel so untouched. Giant red cliffs rise straight out of the turquoise water, carved into surreal shapes by wind and time. The colors are insane: deep blue sea, bright green scrub, and fiery red rock. Dolphins and sea eagles are regulars here, and if you're lucky, you might spot them during your tour. The water's so clear you can see straight to the bottom, even from the boat. Most tours leave from Porto or Calvi, and they usually include time to stop and swim in secret little coves. No crowds, no noise, just nature doing its thing. It's peaceful, dramatic, and honestly one of the most jaw-dropping places on the island. Bonifacio doesn't look real at first. Sitting high on white limestone cliffs on Corsica's southern tip, the old town seems to defy gravity. Its medieval buildings perch right on the edge with nothing but sky and sea beyond. Walking through the narrow alleys feels like stepping into a storybook, with old stone houses, little shops, and tucked-away restaurants everywhere. The views here are insane. From the clifftop paths, you can see across the sea to Sardinia on a clear day. One of the must-dos is the King Aragon Stairway, 187 steep steps carved into the cliffside. It's a workout, but the views from below are worth every step. You can also hop on a boat tour to see the cliffs from the water. They're even more dramatic from that angle. Bonifacio mixes history, views, and that cool, slightly mysterious vibe that makes you want to stay longer than you planned. If you're into nature and don't mind a bit of effort, the Restonica Valley near Corte is a must. This place is all about wild mountain beauty. Think pine forests, jagged peaks, and crystal clear rivers running over smooth rocks. The road in is narrow and twisty, but the views are wild and totally worth it. The main draw here is hiking. The most popular trail leads to two alpine lakes, Lac de Melo and Lac de Capitello. It's not an easy stroll. Parts of the trail involve scrambling over rocks and using chains for balance. But once you reach the lakes, surrounded by dramatic granite walls, it's pure magic. Even if you don't hike all the way, you can chill by the river, have a picnic, or take a cold dip in one of the natural pools. It's one of Corsica's most scenic spots, and it gives you a real feel for the island's rugged, wild side. If you've enjoyed the video so far, please subscribe to my channel and click the thumbs up button as well. The Lavezzi Islands feel like another planet. Tiny, rocky, and surrounded by the clearest water you've ever seen. Just a short boat ride from Bonifacio, this uninhabited group of granite islands is a favorite for swimming, snorkeling, and just doing nothing in a ridiculously beautiful setting. There are no buildings, no shops, no noise, just big boulders scattered across white sand beaches and the sound of the sea. Bring your own food and drinks, because once you're there, it's just you and nature. The water is perfect for snorkeling, full of fish with amazing visibility. And the beaches are never too crowded if you walk a bit from the drop-off point. It's a protected area, so you'll want to respect the rules. No loud music, no littering, and no messing with the wildlife. But honestly, once you get there, you won't want to do anything but float in the water and soak it all in. Corte isn't flashy, but it's full of character. Tucked in the mountains at the island's center, it used to be Corsica's capital and still feels like the heart of the island. The old town clings to a steep hillside with narrow streets winding up to a fortress. The Citadel, perched on a rocky outcrop. From up there, the views stretch out over valleys, rivers, and peaks in every direction. This is the place to learn about Corsican identity. The Musée de la Corse in the Citadel dives into the island's culture, history, and stubborn independence. Corte also has a university, so there's a lively, youthful energy mixed with the town's old soul. Hiking trails start right from the edges of town, leading into the Tavignano and Restonica gorges. It's also a good base if you want to explore inland Corsica. Less touristy, more authentic, and full of raw natural beauty. Cap Corse, the thin finger of land stretching off Corsica's north end, is perfect for a slow, scenic road trip. The drive loops around wild cliffs, sleepy fishing villages, and hidden coves, with the sea almost always in view. It's not a long route, just over 100 kilometers, but it packs in a lot of variety. Start in Bastia and head clockwise for the best coastal views. You'll pass through Erba Lunga, a postcard pretty village with pastel buildings and a crumbling Genoese tower right on the water. Further north, you'll hit Maccanaggio and Barcaggio, where the beaches are quiet and feel like secret discoveries. The west side of the Cape is even more rugged, with dramatic cliffs and barely there roads hugging the edge. Stop when you want, swim when you can, and don't rush. Cap Corse is about the journey. Ajaccio, the island's capital, is laid back but full of stories, especially if you're into Napoleon. He was born here in 1769, and the town hasn't let anyone forget it. You can visit his childhood home, the Maison Bonaparte, now a museum filled with family stuff and history. Even if you're not a history buff, it's cool to see where it all started. The old town itself is colorful and coastal, with narrow streets that open up to little squares filled with cafes. Locals sit outside drinking coffee, watching the world go by, and it's easy to slip into that slower pace. There's a great daily market with local cheese, cured meats, fresh fruit, and sweet canestrelli cookies. Right next to the city, you've got beaches like Plage Saint-François and the longer, more chilled-out Recanto, so you can mix a bit of culture, some sunbathing, and a lot of good food, all in one easygoing stop. Porto is a tiny town on Corsica's west coast, and it's the gateway to one of the island's most stunning sights, the Calanques de Piana. These are massive red rock formations that rise above the sea in weird, sculpted shapes. They glow especially bright at sunset, when the light hits the cliffs just right and everything turns fiery orange. You can drive through the Calanques on a narrow, twisty road between Porto and Piana, stopping at lookouts along the way. But the best way to experience them is by boat. Tours leave from Porto's marina and cruise under the towering cliffs, sometimes even into sea caves if the water's calm. The scale of it all is crazy from down below. Porto itself is quiet, with a laid-back beach and a few restaurants serving up fresh fish. It's not flashy, but the surrounding landscape does all the talking. This place is pure drama, Corsican style. If you're curious about Corsica's ancient past, Filitosa is where to go. This prehistoric site in the southern part of the island is packed with mystery, standing stones carved with faces, weapons, and what might be warriors or gods. Some of them have been standing here for over 3,000 years, and no one's completely sure what they were for. The setting is beautiful too, olive trees, rolling hills, and a calm, open landscape that feels timeless. You can wander the paths past stone dwellings, old walls, and those tall, eerie statues called menhirs. The place is quiet and uncrowded, so it's easy to imagine what it might have felt like back then. There's a small museum at the entrance that gives context, but the best part is just walking the site and soaking up the atmosphere. It's not a big tourist magnet, which makes it even more special, ancient history, Corsica style, with no crowds in sight. And that's it for my Corsica travel guide. Let me know in the comments below which of these 10 things you're most excited to do. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.